Alright guys, for this side we're going to go ahead and grab our number 4 guard and debulk. Same thing we did on the other side. What I like to do is putting your comb at the bottom of his roots. It helps you get a smoother cut. If I flick, the hair just bounces around everywhere. Go ahead and put my comb. I just take that to the top of the comb and then I have a nice little guide right there. And just follow that through the back of the head. Now we're gonna go ahead and go up about ½ an inch with our lever fully open. Now we are gonna get rid of that bottom light by closing it all the way. From fully closed to halfway. Now we're gonna go in there with our half guard fully open. Then same thing guys, we're just gonna go ahead and close it, hit the bottom of the line, then go halfway and it should be out. Now we're going halfway, stay right below that fully open. Now we're gonna go in with that one guard. Mind you, everything above this guard, that's where the darkness is going to begin. The 1 to the 1.5. So try to stay even with that first guideline that you did. When it starts getting too bulky on the side, I always like to come in there with the clip over combs. Or if you don't feel comfortable doing that way, you can always go ahead and go in there with the number 4. I found that the number 4 is kind of equivalent to clip over combing. Most of the times it does fade into the top. As you guys can see, it's like a perfect little rainbow right here, but there's one more line to get rid of right here, and we're gonna go ahead and do that with the 1.5, some clip over comb, and thinning shears. With the 1.5, we'll just go up about ½ an inch, and whatever the 1.5 close doesn't get, then we'll go in there with the 1, and the line should be out. Here we go, 1.5 fully open. Alright, we're able to get most of it out with the 1.5, so now we're just going to go ahead and line everything up. Alright guys, when it comes to the beard, if you're a beginning barber, I would say try to not fade it first, try to line it up first, because sometimes it gets tricky. Always want to use a C-cup as reference points. If you're not even too sure where to start your beard lineup, just go ahead, do what I'm doing right here, line it up. Follow that C-cup, follow that C-cup, and then as you follow that C-cup to the end, you kind of already see, I'm gonna zoom it in for you guys, you kind of already see somewhat of an essence of a line. Now all we have to do is follow that C-cup line that will eventually lead to his natural beard lining. And in these areas, some people's cheeks might be hollow. So what I like to do in that situation is tell my client to blow a little bubble. Can you blow a little bubble here? And now, like, I don't even have to pull the skin and the blade just glides, right? And then when you just go ahead and stretch the skin and have your client do that, it's way more easier. Leave it normal now. And then you get a nice little line. Now all we gotta do is the same thing on the other side. Alright guys, so for the top, what I like to do when I start off, in the beginning I'll go ahead and use the tight side of the comb because it helps you create even tension. And we're just going to go ahead and set in our base and make sure this one's straight because this is going to be our guide for the rest of the haircut. So we're just going to go ahead and set in our first guide. Now that everything's even horizontally, now we're gonna go ahead and cut vertically. And the reason we're gonna cut vertically is because it helps you take his head shape into consideration. As you guys can see, his head is at a higher point right here. So which means that this hair has to be longer and this hair has to be shorter, because if they're both the same length, but they're on an uneven playing field, then that's gonna make the hair uneven, right? All right, so now once you guys have your mohawk section in, we're gonna go ahead and use the tight side of the comb once again. Now we pick it up and our guide right here from that first cut is right there. And all we gotta do is match the rest to that. Now when it gets to the back, I'm gonna go ahead and slant my fingers tad bit. So now that we established our length down the middle of the head, now I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it into a halfway. Now when I do my first section and I pull up, the middle should be shorter and the sides should be longer, and then all I have to do is connect. So as you guys can see right here, hopefully you guys can see, my guides are here, and then all we have to do is match. Show you guys a little more in depth right here. I'm gonna go ahead and make the section here, push what I'm not gonna cut out here, and then pinch this with my fingers, right? And then go ahead and pick up with the tight side of the comb. And you guys, if you guys couldn't see earlier, now I'm pretty sure you guys can't see now. So look at the difference. I'll hold it up like this. You guys can see the guide is right here. And just match. So now whatever you do on one side of the head, you do on the other side. Now to make sure everything's even, you just want to go ahead and go down the middle, make sure everything is connected. Now the back. Alright guys, we're going to do a mohawk section in down the back of the head. Remember to use the back side of the comb to flatten that hair out to create an easier pickup. So right here I'm combing it, right? But I'm using the back side of the comb to flatten everything out, which helps me pick this up way easier, right? All right, so now for the back, we're gonna grab some of that top lane and then use that as our traveling guide. So we can see our previous guide and just cut. And then we can see our guide right here. And then all we gotta do is just cut. And then when I get to this bottom area, sometimes you could hurt your wrist by going like that. So what I like to do is go ahead and go from underneath. So from right here, right? So you guys saw how I switched from here to like boom back here. Now whatever we do vertically, we could check horizontally. So even if you guys wanted to, you guys could literally like come here, do a horizontal section back here, right? Brush all that down and then pull everything out and then just match everything to the middle. But for me, I'm gonna just keep on doing vertical sections. Whatever you do vertically, you check horizontally. So all you gotta do is get horizontal sections and just see if everything matches. Alright guys, for the shaver, I'm gonna go up, and then when I get close to that line, I'm gonna come down with it. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and come down with it. Now the other side. Same rows apply, we're gonna go up. Then once we go up, then we're gonna go down and tap at the line that we created. Alright, now we're gonna go ahead and go down.